Velocity, Moon, peace and blessings to the collective. The eighth house, the eighth lord, astrologically. So the eighth house, it represents the parasites and the parasitic influences that are leeching off of your body, mind, and spirit. You feel me? These entities that are draining your life force, whether it be from a physical, mental, or a psychological aspect. You know what I'm saying? The forces that are weakening you, the toxins that are within your mind, body, and psyche that are taken away from your life force, right? The things that must be purged, the dark side of the mind, the dark sides of your being, compulsions that must be addressed and purged. You feel me? Um, Pushed out of you so that you can make a transformation of some sort and become a more refined, better version of yourself, for lack of a better word, right? So that is the eighth house. Now, the eighth lord is going to show you the nature of the eighth house process. You feel me? The people that you might necessarily encounter these particular themes through, and it's going to show you its placement within the chart is going to show you one's ability to master this particular eighth house dynamic. So it's a wide spectrum within the eighth house. So I guess you could say on the darker side, you just become a slave, or you fully go with the dark side, you know, all the compulsions, all the demonic entity influence, you know, reprobate, you know, toxic shit and all that. You can just give into that. Another aspect, you can become, you know, very fearful, or very much so tormented, very much so pained within your own body, mind, and psyche. With, I guess you could say, different types of chronic illnesses, or, you know, shit can just seem miserable. You feel me? And it can seem like you're just a victim or whatever. That's another aspect. Or you can have the mentality to where you see the beautiful, deeply intimate aspects of the eighth house situation, and how, you know, the darkness is only leading you to the truest version of yourself, and is also, you know, pushing you to learn how to value and protect the self, right? So it's different aspects, and the nature of the eighth lord in this position within the chart is going to show how a person manifests their particular eighth house situation. Now, getting into it from an example chart, this is the chart of Jim Jones. You know, he was a cult leader, not the rapper nigga from New York or whatever we talking about, you know, the original Jim Jones or whatnot. But his eighth lord is the moon. It's you know, and the eighth house is in Cancer, right? Now, and I should mention this, certain ascendants automatically are going to have more issues, or excuse me, certain ascendants are going to have more issues, or are going to have more problems trying to manage certain areas of life than other ascendants would. So what do I mean by that? Well, for Aries ascendant in particular, Aries or Cancer ascendant, eighth house matters are better managed by these particular ascendants due to the eighth house being ruled by malefics. But a Sagittarius ascendant, you know, it's not necessarily the best equipped, at least within my opinion, to manage eighth house affairs, because Moon is not a it's not an eighth house type of planet. You feel me? It's debilitated in the sign of Scorpio, so it can often, you feel me, enter a state of victimization, or enter a state of, you know, just giving in or accepting the darkness, basically. But I'll do a whole nother video there. I don't want to go on a long tangent with that and whatnot. But getting to his eighth house, so he has the moon is the eighth lord. It's in the fourth house and it's conjunct Rahu. Automatically, what that is going to show, you know, Rahu and the moon itself is a dark type of combination, but the eighth lord being with the moon in itself, that's definitely going to show, you know, entities and, you know, psychological, psycho spiritual forces pretty much dominating this particular being, which will lead to deeper level forms of manipulation, you know, conjuring, abuse, lewd, corrupt activity, you know, indulgence within particular desires or, you know, forbidden taboo subjects, areas of life, and things of that nature is going to lead to a lot more of that, being that the eighth floor is conjunct Rahu. You feel me? It's pretty much his mind is pretty much open to that and desirous of that, in pursuit of that. And, you know, and this is one of the factors that drove him to, this is really the main factor that drove him to be a cult leader for real, for real. Like, if you would have took this one moon sign and moved it to the house over, perhaps Aries, or you could have even moved it to Aquarius, the house backwards, I don't think he would have manifested to be this type of individual or this level of cult evil nigga uh, that he was within his lifetime. But due to the eighth floor being in close conjunction to Rahu, this is what manifested this type of person. Not only that, you know, he has a debilitated planet in the eighth house as well. He has Mars in the eighth house, which can add on to, you know, the abuse potentialities and techniques, you know, the anger issue, the domination, the manipulation, just all that, you know, just a real toxic and explosive individual, right?